All right, Coach, can you just start us off with kind of a recap of last weekend's meet at Kentucky?
Last week at Kentucky was, I think, surprisingly good for us. Coming off the Christmas break, having them for 4 days, and hey, let's have a meet. I think the kids did really well. They went out and competed exceptionally hard. I think just as big with that is we didn't have injuries, which is surprising and new for me. I'm not used to having that first meet and not having an injury, so really excited about that. Obviously, Dartez and Alexis kind of blew it out of the water coming back this early in the year. I know they're far short of where they're going to be, but this early to run like that, we're really excited. In the field, uh, Devin Grace jumped well again. Joel Ditto, who is a new thrower we've got coming in, he came in, did well. Some of the kids were a little bit beat up with a new lifting program, so and those are more for kids that I work with in my event group. So I made things a little bit tough for them at UK, but it was just a practice. But overall, I think we did really well. Our distance team, I really want to say how proud I am of our distance runners. In this situation right now, we're waiting for our new coach to get here. So they're kind of doing things with me helping out a little bit and Coach No helping out a little bit. And a lot of the work is on their own. So for them to go out and perform the way they did, I know Dedrick ran really well in the mile. And Savannah, of course, Savannah running two events, really close back to back, ran well. So overall, very, very pleased with Kentucky, and just kind of sets us up for this weekend going down to Birmingham.
Sure. And, you mentioned Dartez and Alexis earning CUSA Athletes of the Week in the track discipline. Can you just kind of talk about their performances a little more in their events?
Absolutely. Dartez, he got it for performance in the 60-meter dash. I don't think he's ever opened the season this fast. 695, a 694, and a 691. So really, really consistent and getting better throughout the rounds, which is huge. And the big part about that is he's not a 60-meter guy. He's a 200-meter guy. So for him to do that in the 60 is very exciting. We just assume that will correlate directly into his 200. So he gets to open up this weekend at Birmingham in the 200. It's a good banked oval for him. So we're expecting some real good numbers from Dartez this weekend. Alexis, she has just been a complete joy. Really exciting the first year. She's a freshman. She's come in, made a really good transition to the college level to come out and run the 2-4 double, which is a tough double at any track meet. She ran 24:54 and a 58:10. I believe both of those times right now are number one in the conference. So that freshman is really setting the tone, and we know she's a long way from where she's going to be. I know Coach Ansley's excited about what she's doing. So we're expecting a lot out of those two, but we're expecting a lot out of everybody. So it's been a really good start for everybody.
Great. And so now we're in the middle of a stretch of 3 meets and 3 weekends. How does training kind of switch gears for that after being away for break for so long?
Well, the training doesn't really switch gears too much. These meets are going to be like a fancy practice. We kind of have to train through it based on coming back. If this were the middle of the outdoor season, then we would change things up a little bit. But right now, we just have to make sure our base is strong. We've got to make sure we've got our volume, and we're starting to work into intensity. And those sprinters, they're just really now starting to get a little bit of work on speed. Just like the distance runners, we've just started putting in a little bit of speed work for them. So it's practice. We're training through it. We're not trying to peak certainly by any of these 3 meets. It's just get out, get used to competition, getting back used to, especially those kids that double up, is how do we prepare for the event, run the event, cool down, warm back up, and get ready for that next event. So it's fancy practice for us right now.
Okay. And then finally, what kind of preview can you give for this weekend's meet as we head there?
I think based on the practices we've seen this week, I think everybody's really excited to be able to go in and perform at a higher level than we did this past weekend. I think jumps, sprints, distance, everybody is really excited. I think because the conference championship will be held at Birmingham, that's the track where we really need to go down and make a statement. We're very excited to get down there, be on a bank track for the first time, which runs completely different than a flat. So I know all the kids on the oval are very, very excited about that. I am expecting, honestly, probably at least half our team. You know, you're going to see the best performance of the year that we've seen out of them. Wouldn't be surprised if 75% of our kids don't have their best performance of the year so far. So we're really excited about what's coming up, and they've put the time in this time over the last 2 weeks of no classes. It's just us. It's kind of difficult in that it's just us, but at the same time they've handled it really well. So we're just looking forward to get down to Alabama and show what Western Kentucky's all about.
Great.